Disobedience. It is the deliberate choice to ignore or refuse a request, a rule, or a law. It is a seed of defiance sown in the fertile ground of our will, and it can grow into a tangled web of consequences. Imagine a child refusing to eat their vegetables. This simple act, a rebellion against parental guidance, might seem insignificant, but it is a seed of disobedience nonetheless. Disobedience can manifest in countless ways, from minor infractions to serious transgressions. It can be as simple as ignoring a traffic signal or as complex as defying a government decree. Regardless of its form, disobedience represents a break from established norms, a deviation from the agreed-upon rules that govern our interactions and ensure order in our world. Disobedience rarely exists in a vacuum. It often triggers a chain reaction, setting in motion a domino effect that can have far-reaching consequences. Imagine a driver ignoring a red light. This single act of disobedience can lead to a collision, injuring or even killing innocent people. The consequences of disobedience are not always immediate, nor are they always visible, but they are always present, lurking beneath the surface, waiting to emerge. Disobedience breeds disorder. It undermines authority, erodes trust, and creates an environment of uncertainty and fear. History is replete with examples of disobedience and its dire consequences. The fall of empires, the outbreak of wars, the collapse of financial systems, all can be traced back to acts of disobedience, to the refusal to adhere to established rules and norms. The Chernobyl disaster, a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of human error and negligence, was triggered by a series of disobedient acts that violated safety protocols. The 2008 financial crisis, which plunged the world into recession, was fueled by reckless lending practices and a blatant disregard for financial regulations. These examples, though diverse in nature and scale, underscore a fundamental truth. Disobedience can have catastrophic consequences, not just for individuals, but for entire societies. On a personal level, disobedience can lead to a host of negative consequences. It can damage relationships, erode trust, and lead to feelings of guilt, shame, and regret. A child who constantly disobeys their parents may face disciplinary action, losing privileges and freedoms. This can lead to resentment and further disobedience, creating a vicious cycle that is difficult to break. An employee who disobeys company policies may face reprimands, demotions, or even termination. This can have serious financial and emotional repercussions, impacting their livelihood and their sense of self-worth. Disobedience, even in its seemingly innocuous forms, can have a corrosive effect on our lives, chipping away at our integrity and undermining our well-being. Section 5. Broken bonds, disobedience eroding the fabric of society. Society is built on a foundation of shared values, agreed-upon rules, and mutual respect. Disobedience undermines this foundation, eroding the very fabric of our social order. When individuals consistently disregard rules and laws, it creates an environment of chaos and uncertainty. Trust evaporates, replaced by suspicion and fear. Social contracts, the unwritten agreements that bind us together, lose their power. Cooperation becomes difficult, if not impossible, as self-interest trumps the common good. Disobedience, left unchecked, can lead to societal fragmentation, where individuals and groups operate in isolation, pursuing their own agendas at the expense of the collective well-being. Section 6. The ripple effect. From minor transgressions to societal unraveling. It is tempting to dismiss acts of disobedience as isolated incidents, inconsequential blips in the grand scheme of things, but this is a dangerous illusion. Just as a single stone cast into a pond can create ripples that extend far beyond the point of impact, so too can seemingly minor acts of disobedience have far-reaching consequences. A student cheating on an exam might think they're only harming themselves, but they are also undermining the integrity of the education system, devaluing the hard work and honesty of their peers. A citizen evading taxes might believe they are simply being clever, but they are also depriving their community of resources, weakening the very institutions that ensure their well-being. Disobedience, regardless of its scale, sets a dangerous precedent. It normalizes rule-breaking, creating a slippery slope towards societal unraveling. Section 7. Order in the chaos. Recognizing the importance of obedience. In a world increasingly characterized by complexity and uncertainty, obedience provides a sense of order, stability, and predictability. It allows us to navigate the complexities of human interaction, to function effectively within groups, and to build a society based on shared values and goals. Obedience is not about blind submission to authority, it is about recognizing the importance of rules and laws in maintaining order, ensuring fairness, and protecting individual rights. It is about understanding that our actions have consequences, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. It is about recognizing that our freedom to act is not absolute, but is limited by the rights and freedoms of others. Section 8. A foundation for progress, obedience as a catalyst for growth. Obedience is not a constraint on progress. It is a foundation for it. It provides the framework within which innovation and creativity can flourish. Imagine a scientific breakthrough achieved by researchers diligently following established protocols and ethical guidelines. Their obedience to these rules ensures the validity and reliability of their findings, paving the way for further scientific advancements. Consider a successful business built on a foundation of ethical conduct, regulatory compliance, and respect for the law. Their obedience to these principles fosters trust with customers, investors, and the wider community, creating a stable and sustainable platform for growth. Obedience, far from being a hindrance to progress, is an essential ingredient for it. It creates the conditions for stability, predictability, and trust, allowing individuals, organizations, and societies to thrive. Section 9. Towards harmony. Nurturing obedience for a better tomorrow. In a world riven by conflict, division, and mistrust, nurturing obedience emerges as a moral imperative, a pathway towards a more harmonious and equitable future. It begins with fostering a culture of respect. Respect for ourselves, respect for others, and respect for the rules and laws that govern our interactions. It involves educating future generations about the importance of civic duty, responsible citizenship, and the interconnectedness of our actions. It requires us to lead by example, demonstrating through our own conduct the values of integrity, accountability, and respect for the common good. Nurturing obedience is not a quick fix, a magic bullet to solve all our problems. It is a long-term endeavor, a continuous process of learning, adapting, and striving to create a better world for ourselves and generations to come.